Video is going to be a product review of, what the heck are these things? The Earthwood. You always want to have your wood on the earth. The Earthwood silk and steel, or these, yeah, silk and steel extra soft strings. Now, I've done a ton of videos on strings, and they mean absolutely nothing because it depends on your speakers, depends on your ears. I've played strings and then I closed my eyes, and the strings I hated, I loved, and the strings I love, I hated, so it really just depends on what you want. I love D'Addario strings. I've been putting them on my guitar ever since I thought I could teach myself to play, and that's been a big failure. So, I started with 11s, I went to 12s, I went to 13s, I went to 12s, 11s, and then 10s, and my finger is just killing me. I don't know what it is. I don't play right. The finger joint doesn't bend the right way over here, so it's just starting to hurt a lot. So I went back to these silk and steel strings. I put them on a guitar yesterday, and one of my guitars, and I loved it. It sounds crisp. I do like the 80-20. I've always liked 80-20 D'Addario. I can't remember what they are. Number 10 strings. This is a number 10. And I thought I'd do a video review of these strings because we don't have enough reviews on YouTube. And maybe I can make the video over 8 minutes and put 10,000 ads on there. So turn off your ad blocker. Watch my video all the way to the end because there is no surprise. Don't follow, don't do a thumbs up, don't do a subscribe, don't hit the notification bell, don't click on the affiliate links in the video description, don't leave a donation with the PayPal link. I just got tired of asking people to do all that stuff. So here we go. I'm going to take these strings, I'm going to pop them on the guitar, and maybe I'll even spend like 10 minutes showing you how I put strings on the guitar so I can waste more time on a video that nobody's going to watch. That's how I roll. That's how I am. Is that cool? All right. Okay, brew. Okay, bra. Okay, bro. Let me get all my tools. A wire cutter. Another set of wire cutters to pull out the pegs. What else? The strings, the tuner, and we're going to put this on my workbench here. Ooh, is that a bed? Some small cutters to cut I just strictly keep these cutters for guitar strings because when you cut guitar strings with wire cutters, it ruins them. This one I use because it's got a wider opening and I can loop in under the peg if it won't pull out. I've got this Shark tuner. I've done a video review on this. The black one is so much better than the red one. Watch the video, you'll find out why. And yeah, when I did the Restringing. Now, if you were left-handed, this is obviously going to be backwards unless you learn how to play right-handed. We are on this is number 6, number 5, number 4. And all you do for this part is you turn it clockwise. For people that never went to school, that means the way your clock turns. Number 6, number 5, number 4 string are removed. If you want to polish your nut or clean around the nuts over here, maybe you want to get a wrench and tighten these. Just don't torque it down to break the headstock. We are now at the pegs, and you can see how filthy these strings are. They're not that old, but 80-20 will definitely corrode. These are 80-20 bronze. I don't like the phosphorus. So sometimes, to make it easier, you can take the string and push it in the hole. Ah! It doesn't want to go. It doesn't want to go. It doesn't want to go. So, if it doesn't want to do that, then what you do, and you don't want to squeeze these and cut your peg. No, 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 no. You just want to, you can use needle nose pliers. I find that these are easier because they have a little bit of a opening, so I can go in there and kind of open it and pull up, kind of rock up a little bit. So I'm going to, yeah, these are, okay, so you saw what I just did. Then I'll try to push the string in there now. And maybe I can pull this out, maybe I can't. I'm going to go and rock on this one now. The hole is really wide. Can I say that? It's a really wide hole, so the pegs are, I really need to replace the bridge, but I don't want to do that. This might be the time where you want to clean things up. Look at those holes. They've been reamed so badly. Look at that number 5 hole over there. I was going to do this on a table with better lighting, but it's really late at night, and I just thought I want to get this thing done. So hopefully you can see what I'm doing. So I've got the string over here. If I was just doing one string and not all three of these, then I would unwind this thing right now. But just to make things a little easier for me, and I'm trying to see over the camera while I do this. Can I do that? Yeah, we're good. Okay, so you got the split over here. You want the split facing obviously towards the headstock. And so all you're really going to do is you're going to put the string, you're going to slide the string in there, you're going to put this piece in, and then you want to pull up on the string so it kind of gets stuck over here. As long as it goes into this piece, that's all that really matters. So I'll show you what I do. Hopefully my hand's not going to be in the way, but it might be. So I push that down, get my plastic piece, my peg, facing where it needs to be. I can't even see because I've got the camera in the way. Yeah, let's just do that. Get that down there, push this thing in here. And now that I pushed it in, I'm going to pull it up. Watch how I pull it up. And you can probably hear a little sound as it locks in there, maybe. There we go. And it's locked in now. And if that doesn't happen, sometimes when you're... And then it unwinds. Okay, there we go. Sometimes when you were putting the string in and tightening, the string on the... what is it? The term... I can't even think of the name now. I just used it. The peg, or is this a peg, or I don't know. When you're tightening it, if this isn't locked in the right way, you'll hear a big poop as this thing... It makes that exact same sound. Whoop, as this thing pulls up and locks in place. So we've got number 6 over there, which is the 50, the number 50 string. And now we want to do the number 40 string. Oh my God, oh, what just happened? Okay, make sure donations of about $200 for this video tutorial are more than accepted. I'm just going to get this camera out of the way. I'm going to do the same thing, put the string over here, the opening, push it in, lock these two in place, and we'll be back. I hope that you're going to be able to see what I'm doing, because that's the whole point of the video. Make sure you don't mix up the 3 strings if you're doing this. That's not what you want to do. You don't want to do that. So let me zoom out just a little bit. Now, everybody has their own way of estimating how long the string should be. Yesterday when I did this, what I did is I went about a space between each peg and maybe a little bit more for this string, same for this string, and a little less for the other string. So let me show you what I mean by that. How does this look? So we're going to put the string in here. Now I'm locking these strings. If you don't lock your string, then it doesn't matter what I'm doing, and just turn off the video. Can I position this a little bit better? Let's see. I'm just going to leave it at that. If the video doesn't come out, I'll still post it with 10,000 ads. So what you want to do is you want to take the string and pull it until it's tight, or some people would say taut, but then you'd say, are you taughting me or teaching me? Okay, so the string is tight, and what you want is from here, maybe you want, like I said, a little bit longer than one length. So I'm going to move my finger over here, because that is about a little bit longer than 1, and I'm going to move this thing. Watch, I'm going to move it over to here. So that is about the gap that I've got. Now I'm on the 6, 5, and 4 string, so I'm going to take this and wrap this clockwise. That means I'm going to wrap this around. Watch what I'm doing. I'm holding the string because this is going to want to slide. It doesn't matter. It might take you an hour to do this the first time. I'm going to wrap this around and go under. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. Maybe not. I have to do. We're going to wrap this. Let me get this so I can see what I'm doing. There we go. Sorry, this is going to block the light a little bit, but you can see it's not even moving now. I'm okay. But we've got this. I'm going to wrap this underneath the string. So I reach under, I pull the string underneath, and then I'm going to see what I've done? I'm going to pull it upward. I'm going to pull it up over the string and go back. Now, some people might want to cut it off right now. Don't do that. You want to get this thing up, so I'm going to pull on this string. I'm going to pull with my right hand. I'm going to go over and I'm going to wrap backward. Now we've got a really weird shape over here, and then I'm going to hold the string in my right hand while I start tightening the tuner, and you can see it popped back. It wanted to slide back. That doesn't matter. It's not the end of the world. And what's happening is, I can't really show you now, but this string wraps around and it's locked. You're literally locking this piece around this piece here. And for me and many other people, it makes a difference, because once you tune the guitar, the string really doesn't unlock or slip. See, it's kind of ugly this way. You're going to have to cut the string over there. And so when I do the 1 1/4 peg spacing for these big strings, if you're using even bigger strings, you want to go even less, because you don't want six wraps on this thing. You really want about 2 or 3. And I might have gone a little bit longer than I needed to right now. I probably went much longer than I needed to, but that's okay. We're at about 3 wraps now. I've definitely gone more than I needed to, but not the end of the world. We still have some space. I must have had some slack when I did that. Yeah, I really went very long on this. Way too long, but that's fine. Again, not the end of the world. Let's get the tuner out here and just get a little close. You don't have to do this now, but I like to do it. C, D, and once you put the next string on, it's either going to... Why did that go way past it? Okay, so we're tuned to E, and when I stretch the string, I'm going to show you how I do that. That is when it's going to need to be retuned over and over. But we'll take the cutters, nice cut. Let me zoom on in here. This is way too many wraps, but it came out okay. So definitely if you do that, you're fine. If you go a little bit further, you might have too much. But on these strings, this string is always really thick, so it took up a lot more space than I was expecting. This one is not as thick, so if I go over here and grab a space from like here to there, I'll be fine. I'll show you what I mean right now. Exact same thing. I'm going to put the string in the hole. Oh yeah. Okay, so I'm going to pull this all the way down. I'm going to make sure my string is tight this time. Probably wasn't as tight as I wanted it to be. So I'm tight, I'm over here, and before I was over here. So this time I'm just going to go right over here so you can see the difference. And we're going to go right over there. I'm going even less, so it's much less than the spacing from peg to peg. Wrap it around, which is clockwise. Go under here, grab this piece, hold it tight, take this piece up, over, lock. You see what I did? Up, over, lock. And then hold it and start, and that's what I'm talking about now. You're wrapping. As you wrap, this piece will, I'm probably talking way too loud, this piece will press against this piece and stop it from turning. And just like the other one, it wanted to turn back and come undone. So let's tighten this thing down now. The first time I did this, it took me about an hour to restring a guitar. Now it takes me about 59 minutes. There are faster ways to do it. You can use a a string winder, a peg winder, or whatever that is. You can use an electric drill or a battery-operated drill with the little attachment for the, so you don't have to wrap this with your fingers. So we're at about 1.5 wraps right now. This is going to come out much better than the number 6 string, because I'm only going to have about 2.5 to 3 wraps. And what I like to do, I don't like to put this in here and wind it, because then you're wearing down your nut. And let's face it, you don't want to wear down your nut. So I hold it up in the air, as you can see. I'm holding it this way. I hold it up until we're ready to tighten all the way down, and then I let it rest in here. And you can, that definitely has a little bit too much. That's maybe half a wrap too much. This is beautiful. Let's get the tuner back on. You see the tuner, and I'm just going to tighten it down. Let's check and see where we are with the E. Before we were perfectly tuned. This thing's not on. Are we on? We'll tune, check E. See, E has gone way down already. Now we're going to go over to this one, which is A. And I'm just winding this thing as I go. Let me get this on the guitar, because it also picks up vibration. And that's the important part. G. And it doesn't matter if you get accurate on this, because it's going to go out of tune the minute you put on the other string. So we're at A. Let's go check the 6th string. We've already gone down almost half. Okay, so now we're at E. And I'm going to go do the other string. You don't need to watch me do that. I'll cut this one off. I'll do the 4th string. And with the 4th string, all I do is, because you're going to have the string all the way out to here. You're going to say, well, I don't have another peg. How do I do this, man? You just get it over to there, and then figure your point over here, hold it and slide it back down to this point, and then start wrapping. Oh, that took about 45 seconds without the camera in the way. Okay, so we're going to tighten up this one's D. The first one was E, A, D. So I'm not going to talk, because when you talk, it picks up your voice. D, A. Then we'll do E again. I'm going to show you what I've done. It doesn't matter. This, as I said, has too many wraps, but who cares? This is absolutely perfect. This is fine too. Everything is locked. Strings are cut on these two. I'm going to cut the string on here. We're going to turn it around, and everything is backwards then. With this one, we put the string in. We went clockwise, under, over, and back. That's going to be opposite on the other side. I've been doing this for years, and when this guitar is upside down and turned around, I get all mixed up. So the easiest way is, you're on the other side, maybe you want to have something raising this up. Do I have anything? I should have something. Yeah, let me get my special guitar holder here, my guitar lift, called a sweatshirt. There we go. Now that that's out of the way. So, what you want to do is raise up your tripod. Ooh, baby. Come on. I watch a lot of videos, and I've seen people who do this, and the camera's 2 feet away, and you have no idea what they're doing, and their hands are moving, and they go, okay, so that's how you do it, I'm really cool. So what you want to do is we're going to do, this is 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. So I'm going to go over to 3, and I want you to listen. I'm going to go. So which way do we want to loosen this? So we're going to turn it to the left to remove it. No, we're not. We're going to turn it to the right. Listen. We're going to turn this to the right to loosen. And we're going to turn it to the left to tighten it. Oh, it would help if I was on the right correct string. So we're turning it to the right to take all these strings off. And don't cut the strings. Don't do that while it's under tension. You can do it when it's not under tension. It's not under tension now, so you can do that if you want to. Get rid of the tension. No tension. So we're turning it to the right to remove these things. Get rid of the tension. And then after that, if you want to, go in and cut. And then you can just work on removing this, dust it up, polish it up with your polish finger. Men should know how to polish with their fingers. And remove these three. Be really careful. This could hurt you. It could puncture your finger. Don't leave this on the ground. Dogs can get it. Cats, pets. Be really careful. Make sure you put this in a safe place. Wrap it up. Get it in the trash can. You don't want somebody to prick their finger. There's a first time for everything. All right. The peg broke off in my hole. And that is not good. It's crumbling. It's breaking off in pieces. But look at this guitar. The bridge, it's just, it's worn. I don't know if you can buy bridges to replace, to put on in place of this. That's not a bridge. I don't know what this, I don't know, whatever the heck this thing's called. I'm going to have to get this out of my hole. And then I'm going to go, I think I have another peg that I can put in there. Yeah, look at what happened. This is not good. But this guitar is really old. And it's been through a lot. Is this the one that's broken? No. Okay, that piece, I have an extra one. The guitar came with an extra one. I bought this guitar probably 6 years, a long time ago, when I thought that I would be a guitar player, but that's been a failure. So I found this extra one. I also bought a set of these because I knew one of these days this was going to happen. Definitely worth having. So I'm going to pop all 3 of these in here, and hopefully it's going to lock in place. And if somebody just wants to send me like $350 in a donation, click on the donation link in the video description. I'll just throw this in the garbage and buy a new one. So it's up to you. If you want to donate to me, I would love it. There we are, the new one. The new one barely went in there. It was creaking and cracking. So this whole thing, can you buy these things? Anybody who's watching the video, can these be purchased? How much are they? I don't really want to go spend a fortune on this thing. What is this called? I think this is the bridge and this is the bridge plate. I don't know. I'm not an expert on this stuff. It might be worth it because these holes are way too big and they're ruined and they're just falling apart. So these are all pushed in almost as far as they can go. It's probably not going to be able to get tuned too much longer. What was this? 20, string 20, 14, and 10. That's the smallest. So I've got all 3 strings in there. I'm going to go to the other side now. I'm going to show you how you do it on the other side, and then I'm just going to finish it off. This is one of those little winders. If I was using this to pull the peg, it would have cracked this whole thing in pieces. So, but it is good to wind and unwind. But if you're using this for pegs, chances are, if the peg is light and easy and it goes in, good, but you're probably going to crack it if you're dealing with something like this. Those are very good. My hand is going to be in the way for this side. Be really careful if you put all 3 strings in like I did. This is really easy to mix up and put the wrong string in the wrong hole. And come on, you don't want to put it in the wrong hole. You want to, these things are so thin. They're so thin. Okay, so let me get all 3 of my pieces with the holes lined up the right way. So what you're going to do, remember when oh boy, how did I do this? I turned it to the right, and for this one you turn it to the left to tighten. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to put the string in the hole. And remember on the other side how I went clockwise, under, over, and back? Well, this is the opposite. So this one, you're going to pull to get your string length. And these strings are much thinner, so if you go for a gap, if you go for a space plus, you're going to have so many windings on the peg. Not that that's bad, but it kind of looks a little goofy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the string, and so we've got that over there. I want to go, let's just go a little bit less than a peg to peg, so we'll do about this. Now remember, I showed you on the other one you went around, under, over, and back. This one you're going to go, and that was clockwise. This one you're going to go counterclockwise. So I'm holding the string over here. This is much easier to do. It's a lot easier to do. Oh, why did I leave the string here? I should have put it in the trash. Okay, so we'll get that in the trash. So we're going to do, remember, we went clockwise, under, over, and back. This one we go counterclockwise, which is to the left, under. And see, they're not as thick, so it's a lot easier to work with. I'm only going to show you on this string. The other two, I will have the camera off, so we're counterclockwise, under, over, and back. And because it's so thin, it doesn't want to loosen as much. And then you just hold this piece and you start tightening to the left. And again, oh, I thought I wanted to tighten to the left. I guess I want to tighten to the right. I want to tighten to the left, yeah. That's it. You can see what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, as you watch it, you go, oh yeah, that's what you want to do. Because you want to lock it under the string. So, and try to make it smooth, go under each layer, each row, each wind of the string before it so that it looks nice. And I think we're only going to get about maybe 2 wraps with this because I didn't really go that far. It's not a big deal because as you tighten the string, as the string stretches out and you tighten it, you end up with a little bit more of a wind. And so with this is fine. Sometimes I like to do this one because it gets this out of the way, and other times I just do 3. I'm doing this, this, and this, so it makes sense to you in the video. A lot of times I'll do this one. I've got a lot of room to maneuver, then I don't have the string in the way, and I go here and then here. Okay, I'm going to cut that one. I'm going to, can I say cut that one? Yeah, I'm going to cut that one. I'm going to put the other 2 strings on, then we're going to tune them up, and then stretch the strings out, and we'll be done. Almost done. As I said, the smaller the string, the more wraps you're going to get on. So if you go a whole width between these pegs, you're going to have a ton of wraps. The string slipped. This has probably got 6 or 8 wraps on it. Doesn't matter. This looks really good. This looks fine. Let's get the tuner out here really quick. We'll tune this up. I'm just trying to rush because it's late and I want to get this done. EADG. That can't be G. EAD. That string is way too loose. That worries me. This is where I always run into this and I go, all right, let me tighten it, and then I tighten it too far and I snap the string. This is way off. And you might hear me break a string. Let's see, E. Whoa. What's really weird is I tighten the smaller strings. The bigger strings are getting much higher up in E, A, E, A, D, D sharp, E, F sharp, or a G, E, A, D, G, B. Now that's B, and there's no way. See, this is where I always get screwed up with this thing, because I think that's not right. And so then I tighten it up with the nylon, and I end up snapping the string, because that's way too loose. And this is way too loose. E, A, D, G, B, E. I'll be back. There, E, A, it's already lost it, D, G, that's almost good, B, E, G, A, B, C. I have snapped so many strings by thinking it's not in tune and going too far and crack. D, D sharp. Okay, so this thing's almost in tune. So what I'm going to do now, a lot of people don't like when you do this. I do this all the time. It works for me. I like to hold over here, and I like to grab the strings and walk them down and stretch them. I'm not going too hard. And especially on this guitar, I hold it over here so I don't pop the pegs out. This one's really tight, but by doing this, it will stretch these just a little bit. By locking them, it will stretch them. And I notice that once I do this, most of the time, I barely have to tune the guitar. Yeah, ooh, that's tight. That is really tight. Oh, baby. These last two are really tight. They feel like they're going to snap. So let's tune this thing up, and then we'll play it. E. And maybe you do that 2 or 3 times, and then all of a sudden, you don't have to do it again, at least not until the next day. A. It's way too late to be playing the guitar with neighbors. D. E, A, D, G. B, and then E. It's too far. It sounds really good. I'm being really quiet because it's late. It's really late at night. I don't want to piss people off. Let's see if I've lost tuning already. We'll stretch out the strings a little more. But don't pull these, the small ones, the bottom ones, 1 and 2. Don't pull them too much. You don't want to break them. E. That held. D, that almost held. G, that held. B, that held. He, okay, it all held. Okay, so it's shiny, obviously, it's not corroded. It feels good. Now, I'm not a great guitar player. It's late at night. I really can't strum and play this. I just wanted to show you. These strings are really easy on the fingers. They're number 10. let me leave you with a story. Guitar store owner, big beard, big belly, did this thing for 40 years, did it for his whole life. Went over there when I first started off, and I said, I want you to do a setup, and he said, what kind of strings? And I said, give me 11s, and he says, what are you, a girly man? And I said, well, when I play 12s, I don't like the bass sound, and it hurts my fingers. He says, you're a girly man. So he put 11s on there before I knew what I was doing with restringing. And then I decided I didn't like his attitude, so I didn't really go back for many setups. I've done 10s, I've done 11s, mostly stuck with 11s because I like the rich sound, but it hurts my fingers now. So these are 10s, and they're just easier. And the thing that changed my mind is I did a video, and I listened to 10s, 11s, and 12s, and I could not tell the difference. And that's when I said, okay, so it's all in my head. I couldn't tell the difference. They sounded the same. So I went back to the guitar store. He was going out of business, shutting down his business and moving. And we were talking about strings, and I asked him what he played, and he says, yeah, my fingers, and I'm getting older, and I get this arthritis, and I play 9s. Sometimes I use 10s. And no, I didn't say, what are you, a girly man? Because I think he proved my point. You don't have to be macho with the size strings you play or having an expensive Fender. You just have to buy a guitar and some strings and play and enjoy. And as long as you have fun out of it, don't expect to be a famous player. Don't expect that you're going to be great like some of these people online. Just have a good time. I'm sure nobody got to the end of this video, but if you did, maybe I should be giving you a donation. Thanks for watching, people. Again, just a video on how to lock strings. The silk and steel, much easier on the finger. And the 10s, they all sound the same. Unless you're a pro person on the stage and this is your life, just buy what you want and have fun. We are on the next day here. Daytime, let's see what it sounds like. Not bad. Okay, not too bad. Let's do a couple of chords here. It's crisp, it's bright like the 8020 Diodarios. They're biting into my fingers a little bit. They're new strings. They are definitely not nylon strings. They feel a lot thinner and a little bit easier to play than the 8020 bronze, but they're 8020 bronze really. They're just silk and steel. They sound good. That's my review of the Silk and Steel 8020, well, I guess, are they 8020? I don't know. Silk and Steel Ernie ball strings. Leave an affiliate link in the video description if you got this far. Thumbs up. Don't even waste your time. I'm not going to tell you to thumbs up, subscribe, like, share, comment. Nobody does any of that. Thanks for watching. If you got this far, leave me a comment. Let me know. Peace.